took place. It happened over the weekend. Jake Paul defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. over the weekend. I don't know who that guy is.
That's embarrassing.
And you don't either.
Yeah.
But what I do know is this win that Jake Paul just had, YouTuber guy, brothers in the WWE, famous from Vine, Jake Paul beating Julio Cesar Chavez is significant enough to where now Jake Paul is a WBA ranked boxer. And that means he is eligible for a world title shot. He is one win away, if they schedule the fight, book the fight, accept the fight, from being a cruiserweight champion. That belt's held by Zurdo Ramirez, and Paul is now 12-1. He's won 6 in a row. That is boxing in 2025.
This is definitively going to happen, right? He's going to have a world championship bout.
Yeah.
There's no way it's not happening because it would be such a money printing machine. I've told you this before in confidence. I'll say it on the air right now. I have and will continue to boycott Jake Paul, or what's the other one? Jack Paul?
Logan.
Logan Paul. I'm not watching any more of these dudes' fights. I'm not signing up for any more of these money grabs. Now they're starting to seem like they're less of money grabs and actually like real sanctioned competitive fights. And to me, that's almost more embarrassing for the world of boxing. I just can't do it. The last one I watched was the Money Mayweather one, and I was like, oh my God, this is an absolute like sham.
You didn't watch Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? You didn't?
All right. I'll admit, I popped the stream up for a second.
You had Netflix. You had Netflix, so it was an easy find. You had to buy a pay-per-view.
It wasn't nothing going on. You just popped it on, but I didn't intentfully watch it. The last one I actually went to a fight party for and was like, all right, let's check it out, was the Mayweather versus Jake. I think it was Jake, yeah. Either way, I was absolutely bored out of my mind, and I realized it was the money grab. And now these are real fights now. It's no longer money grabs. It's not a joke anymore. But that makes it more of a joke to me.
Yes, exactly. That's what makes it a joke. This YouTuber, where I thought, and I talked about this with you beforehand, and I'll say it again for our wonderful fans, boxing and combat sports as a whole felt like a sport that you had no other place to turn in life. In order to be successful, in order to maybe grab yourself out of poverty, to survive, is to fight your way out, to beat other people up for money. Whereas now we're seeing, if you're just rich and entertaining enough, you can jump into the world of boxing and just be really good. That's embarrassing as hell for the sport.
He got up off of his YouTube platform, joined their sport in his adult age, and now he's a fight away from becoming a world champion.
Right, because the fight began as or when I say the fight, the argument from sports talk people or just sports fans in general were like, this has got to be fixed, right? This guy's a YouTuber, and he's fighting these weird not really boxers. It was either retired boxers or it was MMA guys. Or maybe it was Nate Robinson. It was just other former athletes who just were sick and tired of Jake Paul and could sell a fight.
I'll never forgive you, Nate Robinson. Just like Rudy Gobert needs a dunk or a slam dunk, or excuse me, what was it, Defensive Player of the Year award taken away? I need Nate Robinson to get one of those dunk championships taken off his mantle after that crap.
That's in the fine print with the NBA.
I was Nate Robinson.
So the fight was, these got to be fixed because it would be possible to fix these fights. But now he's beating professional boxers. It's no longer, wow, these are fixed in my eyes. It's, wow, boxing sucks. Boxing's really bad, and it's in a spot that I don't think you can recover from.
It's kind of whack. They can't let him run away with that. They got to beat his tail in the championship match. I don't think he should get that. If you're real about it, boxing, make him fight somebody else, and you got to whoop his tail. But if
climb the ranks like anybody else.
If you let him get to that championship bout and he wins the belt, I'm sorry. I would have to lose respect for the industry. I just would.
As a whole. Just in general, it's okay, now there's only one more mainstream combat sport. It is only UFC.
UFC would legitimately have the crown and throne, and it would not be able to relent it because nobody's just jumping in that.
Right, exactly.
I'd like to see you try. That was the Get Around, presented by SafeBound Moving in Storage. A lot of fun. Here